I'll talk about the three-step algorithm for the management of acral melanocytic lesions. It is easy to diagnose advanced acral melanoma. To improve the prognosis of melanoma, early detection is essential, but clinical differentiation between early acral melanoma and acral nevus is often very difficult. Dermoscopy is immensely helpful for this differentiation. Major dermoscopic patterns of acral nevus is the parallel furrow, lattice-like, and fibrillar pattern. Among these, the basic pattern is the parallel furrow pattern, which shows parallel linear pigmentation along the surface grooves of the skin markings. The other two patterns are modification of the parallel furrow pattern. In contrast, early acral melanoma exhibits the parallel ridge pattern showing the band-like pigmentation on the surface ridges of the skin markings. Note that there are few variants of the parallel furrow pattern, such as double line and the dotted line variant. The parallel ridge pattern is highly sensitive and specific to acral melanoma from the early in situ stage. On the other hand, acral lesions showing the parallel furrow or lattice-like pattern are certainly benign nevus. This is an amazing case. A light brown macule 6 mm in diameter seen on the sole of a 60-year-old woman. This lesion is very subtle, not only clinically but also histopathologically. Dermoscopically, however, this lesion demonstrates the stereotypical parallel ridge pattern, strongly suggesting this is acral melanoma in situ. We performed tissue analysis of this lesion and found amplification of the cyclin D1 gene. Thereby, the diagnosis of acral melanoma in situ was determined. Thus, by using dermoscopy, we can detect very early lesions of acral melanoma in situ. Based on these dermoscopic findings, in 2007, we proposed a three-step algorithm for the clinical management of acral melanocytic lesions and revised it in 2011. And in 2022, we proposed the final version of the three-step algorithm. The first step of algorithm is evaluation of the presence of the parallel ridge pattern or asymmetric multi-component pattern. If these features are detected, it should be biopsied. The second step is evaluation of the presence of the typical benign patterns. If a lesion shows one of the benign patterns or orderly combination of them, no further follow-up is necessary because benign acral nevus have no risk of developing to melanoma. The third step is measuring the size of the lesion. If a lesion shows that non-typical pattern is larger than 7 mm in maximum diameter, biopsy is recommended. If it is 7 mm or less, follow-up with a frequency of once or twice a year is recommended. This slide explains the genesis of the fibrillar pattern. The fibrillar pattern is caused by oblique arrangement of the thick conified layer due to pressure from the body weight. Thus, the fibrillar pattern can be seen also in acral melanoma located on the pressured area of the sole. We must differentiate the regular fibrillar pattern of acral nevus from the irregular fibrillar pattern of acral melanoma. Criteria for the regular fibrillar pattern are summarized in the slide. In the evaluation, furrow ink test and the oblique dermoscopy are very much helpful. In most cases, the oblique dermoscopy can change the regular fibrillar pattern to the parallel furrow pattern. Criteria for the irregular fibrillar pattern are shown in this slide. The fibrils are distributed asymmetrically and variable in the color and thickness. This is a very important case. A light brown patch, 14 mm in diameter, seen on the sole of a 79-year-old woman. Dermoscopic findings of this lesion seemed to be irregular fibrillar pattern. The furrow ink test revealed that the surface grooves are spared from the fibrillar pigmentation. Is this fibrillar pattern regular or irregular? The oblique dermoscopy of this lesion does not change the finding to the parallel furrow pattern. It still seems to be fibrillar pattern. Furthermore, hint of the parallel ridge pattern can be focally detected. Histopathologically, as expected, the conified layer is obliquely arranged. An increased number of solitary arranged melanocytes is detected mainly in the crista profunda intermedia. The nuclei of the melanocytes are large and hyperchromatic. Thereby, this lesion is histopathologically diagnosed as acral melanoma in situ. This case indicates that apparently regular fibrillar pattern could be seen in some of the evolving lesions of acral melanoma in situ. Let's see again the clinical and dermoscopic features of this case. The fibrils are very thin, do not involve the grooves, and the hint of the parallel ridge pattern could be focally detected by oblique dermoscopy. Lesions showing such a fibrillar pattern must be carefully evaluated. Another helpful clue to the detection of early acral melanoma is negative fibrillar pattern, originally reported by Dr. Tanaka's group. This pattern consists of white tissue rods arranged in a parallel fashion, which represent intercorneal eccrine duct. Acral lesion exhibiting these findings should be biopsied. Please note that there are several benign lesions exhibiting the parallel ridge pattern or its similar pattern, as shown in this slide. However, clinically, almost all of these conditions can be easily differentiated from acral melanoma. Now, let's diagnose several cases using a three-step algorithm. This 7 mm lesion shows the typical parallel furrow pattern, the double line variant. Thus, in the three-step algorithm, this lesion goes down by the red root. This is a benign acral nevus with no need of further follow-up. This 21 mm lesion exhibits the parallel ridge pattern, thus goes down by the red root. It should be biopsied. Histopathologically, this lesion was diagnosed as acral melanoma in situ. The dermoscopic feature of this 6.5 mm lesion is regular fibrillar pattern. Oblique dermoscopy revealed this is originally parallel furrow pattern, the double dotted line variant. This lesion goes down by the red root acral nevus with no need of further follow-up. This large lesion, 17.5 mm in maximum diameter, exhibits the fibrillar pattern, which seems to be typical. However, the end point of the fibrils are distributed somewhat randomly, and the negative fibrillar pattern can be focally detected. Thus, this lesion goes down by this red root. It should be biopsied. Histopathologically, this lesion was diagnosed as acral melanoma in situ. This 6 millimeter lesion exhibits the ordinary combination of the parallel furrow pattern and the latch-like pattern. It goes down by this red root, acral nibs, no need of further follow-up. This 7 millimeter lesion exhibits the parallel rigid pattern and goes down by the red root. It should be biopsied. Histopathologically, solitary arranged melanocytes are concentrated around the intraepidermal eccrine duct, and the melanocytes are large and somewhat atypical, strongly suggesting this is early acral melanoma in situ. This small lesion doesn't show any typical dermoscopic pattern, thus goes down by this red root. Periodic follow-up is recommended, though I suppose this is a benign nevus. The grids or composing of this latch-like pattern are irregular and distributed asymmetrically. Hence, this is judged as atypical lattice-like pattern. At the size is more than 7 mm, this lesion goes down by the red root and should be biopsied. Histopathologically, this lesion was diagnosed as acral melanoma in situ. This is the last case, a small lesion showing the typical latch-like pattern, diagnosed acral melanoma, acral nevus. Let's compare the dermoscope feature of this case and those of the previous one. We can realize the difference between the typical and atypical lattice-like pattern. Thank you very much for your attention.